Join us for a private celebration of a man who is well known to public, Mr. KP Singh. A special dinner hosted by the family to honor the man who shaped the landscape of a nation and continues to inspire generations. An evening of celebrations. Hear his son Rajic Singh and close family friend Dr Naresh Trehan speak about moments and unique experiences that define this extraordinary visionary.
Well, thank you. I'll keep it short. First and foremost, this is a very important occasion for all of us in the family. My father, Mr. KP Singh, who you all know well in his many different avatars, as a businessman, as a friend, as a guide, and more importantly, as somebody who has set benchmarks for all of us to live up to. Today, we are here to celebrate his fitting recognition for his lifetime achievements in the real estate industry and in the Indian economy. I think more important than this award, celebrating his business achievements, is it just celebrates his achievements as a human being. My father has seen, as all of you know, extraordinarily difficult times, faced many, many challenges, overcome all of them. But through all this, he never let go of his value systems, of his concern for others, and most importantly, his determination to succeed. It's a very, very fitting recognition, and I must say, we're very grateful as a family to, and as a company to EY for recognizing it. I do believe occasions like this give another impetus to his already very, very achievement-filled life. I'm very, very sure that he has many, many more milestones to achieve, set many more goals for all of us to follow, and we are proud of what he has achieved, and we look forward to supporting him in whatever else he wishes to achieve in future. So thank you all for being here. I think as a family we want Dr. Trehan, who has seen my father in many, many different moments, including a very, very difficult period in life when my mother unfortunately went through a series of medical issues. He's observed him close up, and I think it's the most fitting way. I think he can observe him and say the best views about what makes him what he is. So, Doc, over to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Rajiv. You gave half my speech already. So I'm honored, KP, for you to ask me to say a few words. I first met KP in 1954. I was all of 8 years old, and we saw this young, strapping army officer come to sweep Indira off her feet. I'm sure you remember when you met me then, no? So, it was a magical moment when they got married. And like Rajiv said, and it is already stated, that Indira and KP made the most magical couple, not only in India, but around the world. And many times KP told me that, you know, my strength, my grit comes from Indira. So that's always been the strength behind him. But he has scaled heights after meeting all the challenges, including some of the most vicious attacks of, you know, from politicians and stuff like that. But he never let go. So you don't want to use the word hound dog, but basically once he bites into something, he won't let it go, and always will tell me and tell everybody else that I am doing deep research What he's meant is, I'm doing a deep dive. But that's his language of saying, "Main deep research karke, I'll get to the bottom." And I've seen it so many times. So fast forward, I come back from the US in '88. And KP was one of the first people to welcome me and say, "Naresh, today you'll start making hundreds of enemies because people will not like your success. But hang in there. Just think of the elephant who walks when dogs bark. He doesn't look right or left. You keep walking." Thank you for that advice, KP. Fast forward, like Rajiv mentioned, 2001, the unfortunate accident happened. But KP showed to all of us what a committed husband means. He just did anything and everything in the world to get Indira better. And that was really, because I was part of it, there were 2-hour conference calls from doctors around the world where KP used to take that deep research, and we would be tired, but he wouldn't. So that's the grit of the man. So KP, thanks for that. 2007, there was a moment in my life where things were falling apart, that I was leaving Escorts Art Institute, which I created. KP was, when he heard the news, was the first man to call me 7 in the morning. And he has a couplet which I still can't recite. But it said that the poet is talking to the eagle to say the storm that is coming is not coming to destroy you. It's only coming to make you fly higher. So, KP, those words are burnt in my head, and you have always been right about that. So, thank you. Somewhere along the line, I said to KP, I think you have reached a stage where you are larger than life, because he has accomplished more than most people put together would. And I said, you should give back to society. So his version always made me laugh. He said, Naresh, I have given back so much, I have done so much charity. All the people I sold the land for 100 rupees, it's now worth 1,00,000 rupees. So imagine how many people I've made rich. So I said, KP, there's a different definition for that, right? So now I'm very happy to learn, and KP has made this big foundation for which substantial amounts of money is going to be put in to take care of people who need it. So thank you for that also, KP. Then we've always enjoyed KP's lighter side, music. You name it, and the greatest Sufi singer has been in this house. If not here, in Mussoorie. And whether it be Nusrat, whether it be Abida Parveen, name it, Rahat Ali. So all these people have been through the gates of this house. So that's part of what he always said, that's my greatest stress buster. So the parties we have attended and what you're attending today are exemplary and from the heart. That's the beauty of it. It's not a formality. If you see, KP has never let go of his friends. Unfortunately, many of them have left this world. But he's always loyal, and if he hears somebody needs help, it'll be there. Okay? So some of you may have experienced it also. Then comes, along the line, it's KP's 80th birthday. The family wants to give him a party, big one. I mean, it's a landmark. So collectively, the family thought, let's get Elton John, appropriate for his age. So KP threw a fit. He said, what do you think? I want to listen to an old man, Elton John? sing Candle in the Light or whatever. I want Shakira. And Shakira it was. The most magical performance we've ever seen in our life. And I don't know, some of our friends who may still be here went mad. Absolutely. They just wanted to touch her. This is. That was a great experience. But it also caused confusion. What was KP's age? Was it his 80th? Because somebody said, actually, he doesn't want to admit it's 84. Possible. Whatever it was, KP, really great achievement, that achievement award lifetime achievement award that you received. Somehow these people give lifetime achievement thinking that you're supposed to now just rest. Don't, please. I know you won't. I know you will continue with the same spirit. So congratulations, and can we all give a huge applaud for what we are here. So no matter what age you are, KP, you still stand as tall and strapping as that 80-year-old boy I saw you. So God bless and continue trucking. Thank you.
Naresh, I don't know how I should start, because you've gone through my journey of my life. Really from the day when you didn't say one thing, if I may correct you, that he knew my late wife's family, and that too in a boating trip in Model Town. Remember? That kind of thing. So we have a long association. So anyway, many thanks to you, Naresh, and to Rajiv for what you have said about me. So on an occasion like this, when you reflect back, I find very interesting positions, because who am I? How have I gone to this stage? Why am I still existing? With all biological age predicts that most of my friends of my age are gone, unfortunately, in this world. There's hardly people I can have a drink with them in the evening. They're gone, unfortunately. So when you get into a position like this and you reflect back, some of the memories come to you. So I'd like to say, for this, who I am, who I became, this most solid support came from my late wife, Indra. Some of her friends are here. She was like a rock solid support. There were moments in my life when I was in a crossroad. What do? If I take the right turn, I succeed. If I take left turn, I completely finish and bankrupt, or maybe arrested. There are a hell of a lot of moments. And her advice to me was one: KP, don't be scared. God is with you. You are doing the right thing. You're a hell of a freak for compliances. Keep doing, because eventually what Jack Welch ignited a flame in me, that business what you do, either you are number one or number two, or get out. We were nowhere when I started. We were not even 30, 20 in the name of developers. We were nothing. And it ignited a flame in me. And she was the one, she used to push me all the time. And God bless her soul, because several moments of my life when I started swaying, because it was a very difficult business. To do a township is one of the most difficult things in private sector. No, it's not like industries and manufacturing. It's the most complicated business. And every time I wavered. And she was a rock solid. So I would say a million thanks to her to have made me what I am today and before you. So great credit goes to her. Secondly, all along the journey of my life, and she was with me always one step ahead in developing relationship with friends all over the world. My strength or let's say our strength, Indra and mine, to succeed in life was not because of anything else. We had no money, I had zero money. But it was the relationship, it was the principles of life, which we stood. God helped us. We traveled the distance every time. Would you believe, first time went to New York, we had no money. We had lunch, the corner store, Italians, this hamburgers and all, go by buses. In the evening, we were the most glamorous places, all billionaires, Texas, because there she will go dressed up in a beautiful thing, I'll go in this thing. We're different. It's like completely different. So when you reflect back in life, you find she was with me like a rock-solid support. So then comes around how through a period of time we have grown what we are. Most of you may not know even that DLF perhaps is one of the amongst the very few companies in India which got incorporated in 76 years back, few months before India became independent. Can you imagine? The founder had the vision to think through that after partition, people will come from Pakistan. So he created 21 colonies and earned a great name. I merely carried on his name because unfortunately, business got nationalized in 1958. So 58 to 1980, DLF was closed because his thing was ethical, moral values. We would not do anything unauthorized, which are not permitted. So the story of DLF actually was, when I got involved in DLF in 75, I was landed into a position by, again, quite a lot of push by Indra and her sister Prem to somehow revive DLF. No, I said, revive DLF what? Laws are against because it's nationalized. Banks are forbidden to give you money. You can't. How do I buy heterogeneous holding of land where the average farmer has got 5-6 acres and you are talking thousands of acres to make a city? How do I go about? I had no money. DLF balance sheet was almost zero. How do I? So then again inspiration came. Doesn't matter. Go along, God will help you. And frankly, I traveled on that one. I took the wildest risks of my life. Several times on a crossroad, right turn, success, left turn, total bankruptcy and arrest. Several times. So do I say that I was smart enough? No. I was daring and I had a courage, I had a fire in my belly all the time to become somebody when I was nobody at that time, nothing. And she was a rock star. So Indra, thank you very much for making what we are. Next comes around, all through this, we had a wonderful set of professionals. It started with Loki, and as we gone around, DLF employees and associates, I call them, at every level, they were so wonderful. Would you believe the turnover of people from DLF was almost very small number because they were loyal, dedicated, and they worked at a different time, and we kept changing organization because when I started, would you believe, I myself, I had 2 very low-key revenue officials, Patwari type, 1 or 2 engineers, that's it, nothing. I was doing myself everything, lobbying with the government, with the farmers, everything, because I knew very well, if I have somebody else, I can't accomplish. How do I get the farmers to have trust and faith in me? Impossible. And when we grew, and thereafter, it needed a transitional change when this action finished. And I'm very proud of my son who's standing here. He brought transition. While I was looking after his mother in New York, battling with her life. He was new, he just came from MIT, and he got into business, made some mistakes, learned very fast. But the start of DLF at that time, a transitional change, happened to Rajiv. Thank you very much, Rajiv, for all you do. And thereafter, look at today, large number of, I don't know, thousands of people, well-wisher of DLF. Because whoever associated with DLF ever since independence made money. Not accidents of life, as a part of policy. Our policy has been, when we work together, others must make equal, they should not be lost to them. So that philosophy and remaining in compliance had given a great value to this brand DLF. And imagine how many years back, 76 years back. And today every year it increased. The founder did his job, then it's completely 20 years closed. Then I caught in, I tried to do and enhance it. Then my son, and now the good side is the fourth generation in this business. So all in all, it is due to their great support, but I could not have created Gurgaon, I can tell you. Impossible to create unless I had the faith and confidence of the farmer community. Imagine a feudal family of 5-6 acres, and you're talking 1,000 acres to get and make it into a consolidated patch, because you can't make a city unless you have a couple of 1,000 acres. So I decided that I cannot do by money alone. I had to be one of them, earn their trust and confidence. So almost 12 years of my life, I was involved morning, noon, and night. How do I identify myself with villager as me? So I became an army officer because they're mostly retired soldiers. I used to wear kurta pajamas with blackberry with them. And I became same language talking because they are all rural. I became rural stock. I could talk the same tau, chachi, and all in the same language. And more than that was that these people, you had to become, it was a strange thing, frankly. How could I do that? I was hungry. And I knew very well, I learned a late thing from my great mentor, Mr. Hoddy in America, that to do any business, go into details, micro details. That's why Naresh mentioned, Naresh, that is true. When anything happens, I go into many details of medical issues to find out what exactly is the issue, then leave the specialist to take care. But to get micro analysis. So when I analyzed the micro issues in how to make a city, I came around. Laws don't permit you because they are banned business. Banks can't give you money because they are forbidden. How do you buy heterogeneous pieces of land and make consolidated? Impossible. And top of it, how do I go about lobby the change in the regulation antiquated? All laws were completely antiquated. So it's a big battle, but thank God, due to the great role played by my great associates in DLF and great well-wishers spread around and like ambassadors of DLF. And lastly, I will call it also God blessing. We succeeded. Gurgaon is a thriving city today. And I can tell you today, I examined this issue. I told Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, there is no city made in private sector ever since independence in Gurgaon, and there will be no city in future. Impossible. Because private sector cannot buy land. How do you? Government has to acquire land and get private sector involved through auctioning process. That is the way. To expect people to buy private land is not possible. So I think it took a note, and perhaps, I'm sure, situation will change. So all these happened. So then, in life, when Indra died, 6 months before that, and as Naresh said, I maybe last 12, 13 years of my life before she died, I was devoted everything, and what people predicted that she will die in 2-3 years after 2001, she lived 16 years after that, because I was at it, and God helped me, we succeeded. But when, lastly, she knew that we have exhausted all things. So she sat down in the study. She was very matured, and she said, KP, you have done everything in your life to save me. And we have been a formidable couple. For 65 years married life is not only just married life, a tremendous friendship, tremendous compatibility together. But when one person leaves at that time in life, it's very difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, all of you, when you pass through life, you see when you get old. So she correctly told me, it's a wish then is that both go together. Because anybody who's left behind, whether wife or husband, alone, at advanced age is hell, because loneliness is going to kill you. And precisely that happened with her. She told me, give me a promise. Look at the maturity. I'm going. There's nothing you can do now. But give me a promise that you will not give up your life. Make your life again, because God gives you one life. And if you go up, it'll help me, my soul. So would you believe, for a year or two I went to stay here. What happened? TV, I never take more than one drink in my life. I started realizing I was taking 5, 6, because what do you do? Loneliness. Television, lonely. Television, lonely. Friends have gone. Till I met a wonderful friend, Sheena. I want to publicly acknowledge she is here. And she came in my life. She said, hey, come on. Wouldn't let you go. Active. So she learned golf. She is a great partner to me. And she said, no. She's got a tremendous set of friends. I started my life again. And today in front of you, you see me. I'm 93 plus. Am I 93 plus? No. No. And I want to really appreciate and thank Sheena for what you have done to me. Thank you, Sheena, for this publicly doing. But having said that, we move along in life. I have a wonderful family. My all family members have been a source of great strength to me. All in all, it is a win-win position. Indra is gone, but left a lot legacy to me, And God willing, I will live longer. And today, she and myself, we said, let's have a mission. What is the mission? All of you guys will get old also, my dear friend. You're going to say. So mission is, age is a number. Myth is a number. No. Age is merely a number. It is only how active you remain, how positive you are. That is a mission for us to bring longevity. How long I stay, I don't know. It's God's doing. But I can tell you one thing. We are trying like hell to reverse this myth. So God help me. So thank you very much for all this. Thank you.